Hello, good evening, and welcome to Camnet Television Main News. My name is Jeffrey Ziambo. I apologize for bringing the news late. This is due to circumstances beyond our control. Our top stories in the news tonight: Chief CHITANDA LUMAMBA warns parents marrying off their children of prosecution. Police arrest former Northern Province Permanent Secretary. Zambia Must Prosper leader KELVIN FUBE fails to appear before court. In international news, Navy holds last parade for outgoing Nigerian President MUHAMMADU BUHARI. And in sports news, Zambia wins the ARNOLD Sports Festival.
Salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ have come. You lift one hand and I'll lift the other hand, because our man of God in a surrendered position is more dangerous than an entire army. In the name of the Lord Jesus, today God will remove every form of iniquity, every ounce of iniquity that has been around you. Then I said, behold, I have come to do your will, oh God, to fulfill what is written of me. So that I can understand that when Mary is in that crowd, part of her is crying for them to choose Jesus over Barabbas. But she doesn't understand the mystery of redemption. That Jesus did not come to the world to die a normal death, because a normal death does not do anything for you and I. Your great and mighty power, the heavens declare. Your great and mighty power, you're greater than the greatest, you're mightier than the mightiest, you're stronger than the strongest, better than the best.
Hello again, the news in detail. Some residents of Justin Kawi ward in Mandevo constituency have complained of erratic water supply. The residents tell Camnet News that they have not had water in the area for over 3 weeks. They say efforts to engage Lusaka Water and Sanitation Company and the local authority have not produced positive results, as they have on different occasions only been provided with complaint numbers without the water challenge being resolved. Meanwhile, Area Councillor Elijah Mwenya says he will follow up the matter, as he alleges that some Chinese contractors may have tampered with the water connection pipes. More in this report.
Providing access to clean and safe water by 2030 is the primary goal for countries like Zambia. However, water blues have continued rocking various parts of the country, with the latest being Marapodi area in Lusaka's Mandevo constituency. The residents explained to this journalist that the erratic supply of water hit the area after a leaking pipe was worked on by the water utility Lusaka Water and Sanitation Company.
Problem almost 1 month so bambina tukwatana ma patient abalwele balefwa ikokusamba balefwa ikokubawashira olopo tuleta pamenshi balefwa ikama coin olonga takwete coin ni problem olo ama toilet ama flashing ama toilet na chimbi kuna engime ya ma flashing ama toilet so tulesanga problem ikulu kwa cho tuleta pilaya abana kuma school bafaye okudia tulisha ko ya porridge tulisha kwa kulira abana kuma school tatwakwanishe twafurishe ni kwa meshi ngaisa tuleta pako fechimo ya
balimbisha geni bakufira complaint number yapi apano mbaba saisa balungisha meshi still tafu so tulelomba kuti mtu wafirishe kwa mtumo niko kuno rapoti kwa chwa
emweo namba twakala panisha cyane ukutapame kweba kuti twalaenda cyane ukwakudami bantu amenshi mwewo mutupema ni mumeshi
almost amanda yengi kunota kupali aba kweta menshi ni fifide so tulipaka tanki hapa amenshi tuleta pa 1 kwacha no kuna tatu yanwa yandu ya alula.
Meanwhile, Area Councillor Elijah Mwenya says he will follow up on the issue.
This is latest to me because the information that I have is that we have full supply of water in the area. But I can attest to you that there are some Chinese who are constructed to connect water. It could be maybe they are the ones that have tampered with the water bicycle. But since the concern has come from the members of the community, I'm going to take it upon myself so that I call upon Lusaka Water and Sanitation to come on board so that we help the people that are complaining that they are water. So at the moment, allow me first to work on the problems. I'll get back when I get the solution.
Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Villagers of Shimulekela village of Muchenje ward in Katuwa constituency of Central Province are using a foot bridge made out of sticks to access basic commodities and sell their produce. Speaking to Camnet News, village headman Shimulekela says there is urgent need for government to put up a permanent bridge, stating that villagers get cut off during the rainy season as it becomes dangerous to cross. He explains that the makeshift bridge is important to the villagers as it also connects to markets. More in this report.
Bridges in Zambia's rural areas play a significant role as they are sometimes the only connection between villages, schools, and other key facilities. For villagers of Shimulekela village of Katuwa constituency in Chiwombo district, the lack of a footbridge created a crisis, resulting in them making one for themselves out of sticks. Despite it being dangerous, this bridge has been serving its purpose, but the villagers are now calling for a more permanent structure, stating that it becomes impassable during the rain season.
We are sharing the boundary with Chiranga, We are sharing this boundary with Chiranga and we are near Lusaka. It is 30 kilometers from Lusaka town, but this is the kind of bridge we have here. And so when it rains, it means that we are cut off. We are completely cut off. And the water levels sometimes they reach up to this level. So meaning that we can't use it during rain season.
Village headman Shimulekela also voiced out on the plight of the village.
Bridge. Kuno kumishe swebo nkotukara kutara kuno shinji tulora kwa Apollo. Clinic ine neni Apollo. Ono kwamba ituinde tuye kwa Apollo kule kwamba itu tushirikwe mpo tuinda papa. Takumotoka winda na twamba ituinde chitokwa chiyaba kulika bridge akaro karabira na amfura yaroka. So tutosenga kwamba ifurumende ituchafwe abantu bali bonse bekosha kwamba nga batuchafisha pamakana lodi ali ma bridge.
They have called for development, especially using constituency development fund CDF, stating that villages have for so long remained lagging behind. Zipora Mshala reporting for Camnet TV News.
Chief Chitanda Lumamba of Chiwombo district has warned parents in his chiefdom to desist from marrying off their children early or risk prosecution. This came to light when Kembe Member of Parliament Princess Kasune, in the company of Fountain of Life Africa, Fola, handed over Mukunkwa Community School, which was built at a cost of $40,000 United States dollars. And Kembe Member of Parliament Princess Kasune, who is also Fola's co-founder, reiterated the need for access to quality education to be prioritized. Meanwhile, school acting head teacher in charge Petrud Mwemba has called for government to employ more teachers, as the school only has 3 teachers. More in the following report.
Providing access and quality education is one of the country's developmental agenda. These are pupils at Mukunkwa Community School in Chief Chitanda Lumamba's chiefdom who can't hide their joy as Fountain of Life Africa Fola and Area Member of Parliament Princess Kasune hand over the newly built 1x3 classroom block community school at a cost of $40,000 US. This has cheered the chief.
The people we still ask so that God could give them life so that they should continue building the schools.
The hospital is about to be opened so that we could be cured from different diseases. Because of you, the Member of Parliament.
And for FOLA, the co-founders, Princess Kasune and Maximo, providing incentives that uplifts communities is the core business.
The schools, we can achieve that, and we've built 10 schools now throughout Kembe constituency with the help of Honourable Kasune.
Because of the children like you here at Mukunkwa that makes me every day wake up and want to run again, want to go to the office again, so that you can have a better education, because education is an equal.
In addition, FOLA has provided more than 50 desks and a boho for the school. To the learners, this is what it means.
This wonderful classroom broke. We are happy because learning is done in a conducive environment compared to when it was done in this grass thatched shelter. May I say continue with the same spirit.
Previously, before this school was built, there was a lot of early marriages, but now early marriages have been reduced. Thank you.
While in the district, Mrs. Kasune toured the CHITANDA LUMAMBA SDA hospital being constructed at a cost of over $1 million by FOLA. The community is happy that the 90 kilometers they used to cover to access healthcare services will soon be history.
We're going to have so many health facilities near this place that are going to refer to this facility.
And we believe this structure that was given to the church will leave a mark in this territory.
Government has also pledged to provide over 30 health workers at the hospital once functional. Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Chibombo.
The government has flagged off the construction of feeder roads in Mandevo constituency at a cost of 2,680,000 kwacha using the Constituency Development Fund CDF. Speaking at the commissioning of the projects in Lusaka Tuesday, Area Member of Parliament Christopher Shakafuswa also says about 390 kwacha has been approved for the construction of a mother's shelter at Mandevo Pediatric Health Center. Meanwhile, Lusaka Mayor Chilando Chitangala has called on women to stop giving birth in homes but go to the clinic and utilize the mother's shelter that has been built to serve them. More in this report.
Of feeder roads in Lusaka's Mandevo constituency have been in a bad state for many years, which has been affecting productivity in most areas as cars cannot access most households. But this challenge is about to come to an end as government has flagged off the construction of feeder roads in the constituency at a cost of 2.6 million kwacha using the constituency development funds. Lusaka District Commissioner, who was represented by District Director Onyeo Chia, says the project will help ease traffic in the constituency.
Improve the roads will not only reduce travel time and enhance accessibility, but also stimulate economic growth and facilitate the movement of goods and services.
Meanwhile, Mandevo Member of Parliament Christopher Shakafuswa has thanked the United Party for National Development UPND administration for increasing CDF to 28.3 million kwacha and for prioritizing all constituencies when releasing the funds.
The commencement of roadworks at 798,000 kwacha and the construction of the mother's shelter at Mandevo Clinic, valued at 389,000 kwacha, hold immense potential to shape the future of our community, bringing prosperity, growth, and improved quality of life for all.
And some residents spoken to are happy to see the development, but have asked the authorities to also look into water challenges that the area is faced with.
zawaenda kusoweka pakutukwenda vituovawazifuata konjeshi icho ndirekomenda panyika ero chimbecho ndingalandako vatu mwena kwa menshi kapanana inwa menshi alishuapasana
kwanditiyamikira zikomo parodi amene vatiletera bache tipembako chintu chimozi tipembako chemanzi gavumenti tiyang'aneko manzi kulibe na kliniki tilibe tichoka kuno paka kuchipata nje kwetimaenda tipembako che gavumenti tiyang'aneko manzi tichitotapa tichoka kutali kutapa manzi.
Meanwhile, government has also approved the construction of a mother's shelter at Mandevu Pediatric Health Facility at a cost of about 390,000 kwacha using CDF.
Kandi bazimai yakuti tukazi kana bana mu manyumba isire mwambie lazimai isire ija mukaona baneba ijantao yafika muabashita nkaje tubadamangira ku clinic ayi noti ko bari bana mu manyumba tireta problems ayi bauti mufike ku hospital nisi mwana wo bazimai batisia tireke ibaini.
Lusaka Mayor CHITANDA has since called on mothers to stop giving birth at home but ensure that they make use of the facility. Prudence Chota reporting for Camnet TV News.
The police investigations team has charged and arrested Charles Sipanje of Mulungushi village in Lusaka's Kalundu area, who is also the former Northern Province Permanent Secretary, for 3 counts of abuse of authority of office and 4 counts of willful failure to comply with applicable guidelines. This relates to the manner in which he awarded a contract valued over 6.3 million kwacha to Mumashi Construction and Suppliers for the construction of a 52-bed space hostel in Chilubi district, whose works have not been fully executed despite the government having paid the contract sum in full. Zambia Police spokesperson Ray Hamonga says the suspect will appear in court soon. United Party for National Development, UPND chairperson for Mines, Percy Chanda, says careless statements being issued by politicians on a daily basis concerning Mopani and Konkola copper mines may push government into a weak bargaining position. Speaking to Camnet News, Mr. Chanda says Zambians have on several occasions complained that the country has not been benefiting from mining deals, and yet various stakeholders are pressuring government to make rash decisions. He notes that government must be allowed to negotiate in good faith based on the principle of give and take, and that government should be given space.
Those politicians making careless statements on almost daily basis must stop. They are derailing the process of negotiations on the 2 mines. At the same time, they are piling on pressure on government to do the wrong thing. Now, KCM and Mopani does not belong to AUPND. These are national assets. And therefore, we should do something that will benefit the Zambian people. There is nowhere in the world that you can sell something at the correct price when you are desperate. This is what we are telling the world out there, that we are desperate. Our people are about to demonstrate because of KCM and Mopani, and yet that is not correct. We are just alarming the situation. So stop that and respect the will of the Zambian people.
The Opposition Patriotic Front has charged that a move by proponents of the United Party for National Development, UPND, to insult a Catholic priest for speaking against high cost of living is a ticket out of government. UPND members and government officials have criticized Father Anthony Salangeta of Regina Pacis Catholic Church in Chawama, who on Sunday allegedly stated that vulnerable citizens need food and not gruff explanations. Father Salangeta was making reference to President Hakainde Hichilema's use of graphs during his press briefing on the 18th of May 2023, indicating how the country's economy is improving under his leadership. But Patriotic Front chairperson for Information and Publicity, Rafael Nakachinda, charges that there was nothing wrong with the priest demonstrating shortfalls in governance.
The thrust that you have undertaken to insult the Catholic priest
and the Catholic Church, that is a sure ticket out of government. We wish you well. You are doing a fantastic job. To start alleging abortion, what, and so on, it has been done by others before and they left government. And they're doing even a better job today to be insulting the Catholic Church. So I want to wish Honorable Mutoro Piri and Frank Tayari, who I would want to advise. Frank Tayari, people are looking for you in Ndola. You have been missing for some time, and they are looking for you right now as I speak. So instead of having a press briefing of patronage, you're having a press briefing of patronage here in Lusaka. Go back to Ndola and meet the people so that you can hear their cry and their demands. Because we are not UPND. And every time you go to the media, you have only been a disaster and one who has even confused the Zambian people. The pronouncements you make are just clearly patronage towards Misaka and Dechema. They are never factual. It's just catarism, as it were. I think this government can do better than to congregate at Munungushi Conference Center to talk about a priest who is doing his noble job to speak for their privilege in our society.
The Lusaka Magistrate Court has committed 3 Zambian men who are accused of trafficking and dumping the bodies of 29 male Ethiopians last year to the Lusaka High Court for trial proceedings. The accused are 30-year-old Jairus Njovu, a driver of SOS, 35-year-old Stephen Sitali, a driver of Malaila village of Lusaka, and 43-year-old Pethias Mayembe, a business executive of Kawata Site and Service in Lusaka. The trio is facing 29 counts of prohibition of trafficking in persons contrary to the laws of Zambia. Miriam Kayamba reports.
On the 11th of December 2022, the country woke up to a shock and horrific scenario after news spread that 27 male bodies believed to be immigrants from Ethiopia were dumped in the middle of the road in Chongwe-Ngwerere area. This left many with questions asking who might have done such a thing and why dump the bodies. The other questions were how the said immigrants had access into the country. Now 6 months down the line, after this incident happened, 3 men alleged to be behind the offense have finally made their appearance before the Lusaka's Magistrate Court. 30-year-old Jairus Njovu, a driver of SOS, 35-year-old Stephen Stali, a driver, and 43-year-old Pethias Mayembe, a businessman of Kawata, accused of committing the offense. According to record before court, the bodies are 29 and not the earlier reported 27. The trio have been slapped with 29 counts of prohibiting trafficking persons, contrary to Section 314 of the Anti-Human Trafficking Amended Act No. 16 of 2022. Upon making their first appearance before court Tuesday, the accused have been committed to the High Court for their trial proceedings, considering the allegations they are facing. Meanwhile, the accused have applied for bail pending trial. The application was made through their lawyers, submitting that the offense they are facing is bailable. The state is yet to respond to the said application. The matter has been adjourned to the 24th of May. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Zambia must prosper. President Kelvin FUBE, known as KBF, has failed to appear before the Lusaka Magistrate Court in relation to a money laundering case. Mr. FUBE, who is commonly known as KBF, is jointly charged with Beauty Chama, a clerk, Ibrahim Mita, a businessman, and music promoter Bwalia Kalandanya. The 3 are accused of money laundering and failing to report a suspicious transaction. When the matter came up for plea, Magistrate Sylvia Munyinya was forced to adjourn the case to 2nd June 2023 after she was informed that the accused were out of town. Allegations in one of their counts is that the accused negligently failed to submit a suspicious report to the Financial Intelligence Crimes Center. Further allegations are that whilst acting together, the quintet engaged in a transaction that involved proceeds of crime. We take our first commercial break. Join us with more news after the break.
You know I can take her a bit.
Yes, my dear.
I was thinking of getting you a Bugatti on your birthday.
Really?
I'm quiet. My name is Yana. vanga kubunkireni dara.
Don't worry, man. That's why there is insurance.
Insurance?
You heard me.
Not just any kind of insurance, but ZAMBIA General Insurance, a company that offers superior customer service, highly professional and dedicated staff. We are not just any insurance company, but an insurance company that actually pays our claims. We cover, among others, fire, marine, aviation, engineering, agriculture, motor vehicle, and miscellaneous insurance. So, live life to the full, knowing that ZAMBIA General Insurance has got you covered. ZAMBIA General Insurance. Insurance excellence.
Your skin is the biggest muscle in your body. That's why we make sure that Oracle is #1 when it comes to taking care of your precious skin. Oracle Pure Petroleum Jelly and Glycerin soothes, moisturizes, and keeps your skin perfect. Oracle Pure Petroleum products for that perfect skin.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. RenGlow, your smart irrigation partner.
Salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ have come. You lift one hand and I'll lift the other hand, because our man of God in a surrendered position is more dangerous than an entire army. In the name of the Lord Jesus, today God will remove every form of iniquity, every ounce of iniquity that has been around you. Then I said, behold, I have come to do your will, O God, to fulfill what is written of me. So that I can understand that when Mary is in that crowd, part of her is crying for them to choose Jesus over Barabbas. But she doesn't understand the mystery of redemption. That Jesus did not come to the world to die a normal death, because a normal death does not do anything for you and I. Your great and mighty power, the heavens declare. Your great and mighty power, you're greater than the greatest, you're mightier than the mightiest, you're stronger than the strongest, better than the best.
Welcome back. We'll continue with the news. Muhambwa Central Constituency Member of Parliament Credo Nanjua has assured soybeans farmers in Zambia of government's assistance in finding market to prevent exploitation from private buyers. Speaking in Muhambwa Tuesday, Mr. Nanjua says government is aware that there is a lot of soybeans in places like Central Province and that measures to help farmers are being discussed behind the scenes. The lawmaker was responding to Muhambwa District Commissioner Namukolo Hayumbo, who expressed concern on the plight of soybeans farmers against the background that the Food Reserve Agency FRA will not buy any soybeans in the 2023 crop marketing season. More in this report.
The outcry from soybean farmers across the country has been loud after the Food Reserve Agency FRA on 17th May 2023 through its board chairperson KELVIN announced that they had over 100,000 metric tons of soybeans in reserves and therefore would not be buying from any farmers in the 2023 crop marketing season. President Hakainde Hichilema, during his mass briefing on 18th May 2023, advised soybean farmers to sell to private buyers. This has concerned many stakeholders, among them Muhambwa District Commissioner Namukolo Hayumbu, who expressed the sentiments Tuesday morning to Muhambwa Central Member of Parliament Credo Nanjua, fearing that soybean farmers will be exploited by private buyers.
Soybean farmers
they want to know what the government is going to do, because they did, actually, honest, people had more, they grew more soybeans than maize.
Responding to the fears, the Mumba Central Member of Parliament, who's also Central Province Minister, has however assured of government intervention.
The issue of farmers who have produced soybeans, I'm aware that there is a lot of soybeans this year in the province, and farmers feel frustrated that government is not buying. First of all, our farmers or the people should understand the reason why Food Reserve Agency was established. It is just there for strategic reserve. But that does not mean that government will stay aloof and watch the farmer being exploited. Government will not allow the buyers of soybeans to exploit the farmer in the country or in the province. Will not do that. A market will be there. The market is there. The only thing is to manage the market. That is, it doesn't exploit the farmer.
He says government will see to it that soybean farmers get value for their soybeans and not make any losses, despite FRA not buying. Zipporah Mshala, reporting for Camnet TV News.
The Independent Broadcasting Authority, IBA, has emphasized the need for the media to remain ethical when reporting on children, especially those that come in conflict with the law. Speaking during a media building capacity on child reporting, IBA Acting Director General Eustace Nkandu says broadcasting stations must familiarize themselves with IBA Act and other legal provisions in the country that relate directly to children to avoid being found wanting by the law. Meanwhile, Undikumbukire Project Zambia Director Sarah Larios says the media and the public have a duty to play in protecting children that might have found themselves on the wrong side of the law. Here's a report.
The increasing rate of children finding themselves in conflict with the law is alarming. UNICEF estimates that 1 million children are detained each year, but the true number is likely much higher, given poor record keeping in prisons in many countries. The term children in conflict with the law refers to anyone under 18 who comes into contact with the justice system as a result of being suspected or accused of committing an offense. Although they find themselves on the wrong side of the law, it is important that their rights are protected. Tuesday, Undikumbukire Project Zambia held a workshop for the media in Lusaka, whose aim was to build capacity and increase awareness on reporting about children, including those suspected of committing offense.
As a smaller portion. So it's something that we're trying to figure out when we're trying to educate the public. So this is something that I feel, and at Zambia we feel we can work best with the media so that our children are protected, both sadly the victims and also the child offenders, to ensure that we have a better society.
UP Zambia calls on the media and the public to ensure the dignity and rights of every child are respected in every circumstance as provided for in the Act and other laws of the country. With the Children Courts Act in place, there's much hope that the rights of children will be protected in all aspects.
We've been working very closely with police, with courts, with correctional facilities, with social welfare to just make everything that's put forward in this new piece of legislation that's protective of children a reality, so that children are actually experiencing the things that are in this bill that have been designed to protect them. It's very important for the community to be aware of these new laws and all of the ways that they come in to protect children, including issues like diversion, the fact that children shouldn't be imprisoned in facilities that have adults. These are all things that the public really needs to know and to come together and advocate that the government makes good on these promises that are in this new law. And the media also has an important role to play.
Meanwhile, the Independent Broadcasting Authority, IBA, has emphasized the need for the media to remain ethical when reporting on children, especially those that come in conflict with the law.
There's need to exercise caution when reporting children, as there are a number of laws that speak to their welfare. In addition, Zambia is a signatory to the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, and the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child, and as such, the need for the media to be ethical when covering children cannot be overemphasized.
Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
The power utility company ZESCO has dispelled assertions that it has adjusted electricity tariffs upwards for all users across the sector. Addressing journalists at a media briefing in Lusaka Tuesday, ZESCO head of business development Patrick Kapepe says the tariffs have been adjusted categorically to ensure that all users pay according to what they consume. Mr. Kapepe says ZESCO is not in the business of collapsing companies, but to support businesses at the same time making the utility company sustainable. And Mr. Kapepe says ZESCO may not be sustainable in the first year of the implementation of the new approved tariffs. He says the utility company has a 10-year strategic plan which, when implemented, will enable the utility company be self-sustainable by 2027.
ZESCO is not in the business of killing other businesses. We believe that if we thrive as a company, let industries, let livelihoods, those that are actually consuming our power for retail basis, for residential basis, also thrive. And encouraged those customers, obviously it's not encouragement, but actually what it means is that the MD customers will have to migrate to power purchase agreements, which is the PPAs, or power supply agreements, but we are calling it PPAs, which is power purchase agreements. What does it mean? It actually means that both parties, ZESCO and the MD customers, will have to actually sit and negotiate a tariff. It's a contract.
You're watching Camnet Television. We'll take a second and final break. Join us for international and sports news after the break.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. RenGlow, your smart irrigation partner.
Salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ have come. You lift one hand and I'll lift the other hand, because our man of God in a surrendered position is more dangerous than an entire army. In the name of the Lord Jesus, today God will remove every form of iniquity, every ounce of iniquity that has been around you. Then I said, behold, I have come to do your will, oh God, to fulfill what is written of me. So that I can understand that when Mary is in that crowd, part of her is crying for them to choose Jesus over Barabbas. But she doesn't understand the mystery of redemption. That Jesus did not come to the world to die a normal death, because a normal death does not do anything for you and I. Your great and mighty power, the heavens declare. Your great and mighty power, you're greater than the greatest, you're mightier than the mightiest, you're stronger than the strongest, better than the best.
And now in international news, a polio and measles vaccination campaign has kicked off in the Democratic Republic of Congo's east. Field health office workers in the North Kivu province are set to vaccinate some 87,578 children aged between 6 and 59 months. The week-long campaign, which started on May 20, will target pre-selected localities. If families are unable to reach those sites, they should be visited by the vaccination teams. Polio is a highly infectious viral disease. Measles, also highly contagious, is a serious disease caused by a virus. Both are particularly deadly among children under 5. The vaccines for the two diseases prevent deaths. Meanwhile, Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari has hailed the survey for efficient use of ships, saying it has significantly helped in the fight against crude oil theft, among other marine crimes. For more in international news, we'll take a roundup.
A polio and measles vaccination campaign has kicked off in the Democratic Republic of Congo's east. Field health workers in the North Kivu province are set to vaccinate some 87,578 children aged between 6 and 59 months. The week-long campaign, which started on May 20, will target pre-selected localities. If families are unable to reach those sites, they should be visited by the vaccination teams. Polio is a highly infectious viral disease. Measles, also highly contagious, is a serious disease caused by a virus. Both are particularly deadly among children under 5. The multi-dose vaccines for the two diseases prevent deaths. If the immunization coverage in the Democratic Republic of Congo has progressed, particularly thanks to the 2021 Mashako 2.0 plan, the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs said this year saw a particularly virulent measles epidemic. The UN Office reported 1,800 deaths due to measles last year.
Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari has hailed the Navy for efficient use of ships, saying it has significantly helped in the fight against crude oil theft, among other marine crimes. Buhari said this Monday as he attended the Presidential Fleet Review, the Navy's last parade for the outgoing leader, who will step down on May 29 after 8 years in office.
Has put these vessels into effective use, as evident in successes recorded in the fight against resource theft, counter-drug operations, and piracy.
Nigeria achieved a major milestone in its anti-piracy drive in 2022 when the International Maritime Bureau, IMB, delisted the country from its piracy list.
Chairman, House Committee on Defense.
Battered by the ongoing deadly violence, the Sudanese are now hopeful that the one-week humanitarian ceasefire will end their suffering. Despite the previous breached truce, war-weary civilians clung to hope that the approaching ceasefire will hold, allowing desperately needed aid to bolster the dwindling supplies of food, medicine and other vital resources. The Jeddah Agreement is a real breakthrough for the Sudanese people. It will alleviate the suffering we are now witnessing. All solutions to wars in the world starts with negotiations and truce. So we the people really hope that this truce will have a chance and will be effectively implemented on the ground. We want an agreement. We want those in power to agree. We are all hungry, children, the elderly. Everyone is suffering from the war. We have no more water. We are really hungry. They have to reach an agreement. Around 1,000 people have been killed in more than 5 weeks of violence that have plunged Sudan into deeper humanitarian crisis. More than 1 million have been uprooted, including in excess of 250,000 who have fled Sudan across borders, creating regional fallout.
It's now time for sports news. In our sports news tonight, Zambia emerged overall winners of the ARNOLD Sports Festival, which was held in Ruda Port, South Africa. A team of 9 strongmen athletes from Zambia participated at the just-ended ARNOLD Sports Festival and swept medals in various categories of the tournament, with 7 gold and 2 silver medals. The tournament saw Ruth Elida Tembo mint gold in the under-64 novice category, followed by Nicholas Muyepa, who also won gold in the under-80 novice category, while Philip Kademaunga outshined his opponents in the under-105 novice category to win 3rd gold for Zambia. Others who minted gold medals are Chipue Nicole Moyo, who came out top of the under-74 amateur category, Gift Habenzu, who won the under 105 amateur category, and Majaya David Mberi in the open novice, while Cherry Muchendu completed the gold medal galore for Zambia in the open pro amateur category. The silver medals came from John Mushibwe and Naomi Zimba in the under 90 novice and under 74 amateur categories respectively. Speaking at the close of the competition, Zambia Strongman Federation President Patterson Muzondiwa described the win as a glimpse of better things to come for the federation. Muzondiwa said he is excited that the team performed well and won in different categories, adding that this is evidence that the country was represented well, as most of the players outshined their opponents and raised the Zambian flag high. He noted that sports brings people together from different schools, backgrounds and communities to interact, share experiences and showcase their skills. And Zambia's acting High Commissioner to South Africa, Mrs. Inonge Mwenya, said she is happy that the athletes performed very well and congratulated the team for its outstanding performance at the just ended Arnold Sports Festival Africa. Zambia was among 4 countries which participated at the tournament. This is contained in a statement issued by First Secretary Press and Public Relations, Zambia High Commission South Africa, Tamara Nyirenda. To end Camnet Television News, we take a look at stories that made headlines once again. Chief Chitanda Lumamba warns parents marrying off their children of prosecution. Police arrest former Northern Province Permanent Secretary. Zambia Must Prosper leader KELVIN FUBE fails to appear before court. In international news, Navy holds last parade for outgoing Nigerian President MUHAMMADU Buhari. And in sports news, Zambia wins the Arnold Sports Festival. We now look at the Camnet verse of the day, coming from the book of Exodus 20, verse 12. Honor your father and your mother, so that you may live long in the land the Lord your God is giving you. Thank you once again for watching Camnet Television News. I'm Jeffrey Ziambo. Bye-bye.